So I was about to drop a lot of money on upgrading this four-wheel drive, upgrading their Nissan Navara MP300D23. And I thought, really, should I be doing that? Should I be pumping more money into it? This vehicle is at a point where I'm happy with it. I can camp for weeks on end. There's not really that much all to do. Of course, there's always going to be something that you think about, something to upgrade, something to chop and change. But I was at a point where I was thinking, do I really want to be pumping more and more money into it? So the problem that I found myself is that this car is a four-wheel drive. It's an off-roader, it's an on-roader, it's a highway, it's a daily. I go to the groceries, I go to the gym, I go to boxing training. I go everywhere in this thing. It's my passion, my joy, the love of my life. Like a lot of people can agree with their sort of project, their four-wheel drive project. It's the same sort of deal. They have one car and they've got one car only. And that was sort of where I was starting to think, is it worth getting a daily driver? Now I know it's not that popular. My channel is all four-wheel drive based. It's human 4x4 for a reason, but I think that this is quite a solid build, and I wanted to showcase the four-wheel drive and the fact that you can have a daily driver, and it's probably beneficial, especially when you're buying a car that is brand new, 2024, 2025, 2026. You don't really want to be putting all the Ks onto it that is just highways and all this stuff. And that is the main reason why I bought a $900 shitbox. So the problem wasn't just that, it was costing me money to daily drive this four-wheel drive. We're talking this car is really weighty, okay? It's comfortable, it drives nice, but it weighs a lot. It also is pretty bad on fuel now. When I first bought it, it was like 7 liters of diesel per 100. Now we're talking 13, 14, 15 liters per 100, okay? For how weighty this is and daily driving this, I drive an hour every day, okay, to work and back. So it was getting to a point where I'm like, I'm burning a lot of diesel and putting unnecessary Ks onto the car. I need something that is a project that I can video, that I can film, that is reliable, that is cheap, and I don't really give a shit about. Now, I've grown towards this Lexus, and I've grown towards liking it and loving building it, but at the end of the day, it is a car that is a bit of a junker, do you know what I mean? And I'm happy that I'm not putting Ks as much as I was on the Navara anymore. You know, it's cheap to run. It's cheaper to run. I'm getting like 8 liters per 100 in the Lexus. I'm putting 98 in it, but I will be putting it down to like 95 or 91. And diesel prices are just so crazy, and they've dropped down a bit, but they're starting to go up to $2 a liter again. And you can get 91 for like $1.30 right now. So it's about fuel price. It's about how, you know, weighty this car is. This car's on 33 all-terrains as well. They're not as bad as Muddies in terms of, you know, fuel effectiveness, but it does impact the drivability as well. And also, another issue is driving this around. It's so big, it's so huge. Now, I've gotten used to it, so I can parallel park it pretty much anywhere, but I can't go into undercar car parks anymore. I can't really drive into really packed areas. Cars these days are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and more impact and smarter. That driving this around the city, around to suburban areas is just a bit too much. So that was a major thing as well, is obviously I can't really take this anywhere in terms of public spaces. Now, this is beautiful on-road, segregated roads. Not segregated roads, corrugated roads. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful for a four-wheel drive, a traveler, and a camping truck, but it's not good for daily driving. And because doing this, as much as I would love YouTube to be my full-time job, I still have a full-time job. I'm still a full-time mechanic. And driving this every day to work just sounded a bit stupid. Like, it's a bit silly. So that is one of the major reasons why I bought the AEST 200. Now, I know a lot of people that are watching, like you, I know if you're watching this, you subscribed or you're not subscribed to the channel for four-wheel drives. You want to see four-wheel drives. I understand that. But even me doing a build where I show that you can have a daily driver alongside your four-wheel drive, I think that is a good potential avenue for everybody to learn, especially if you're in a similar position to me. You can buy a little shitbox. It doesn't have to be a rear-wheel drive AEST 200. You don't have to have plans to drift it or do it up or turbo it or anything like that. You can just have a little shitbox that you make your own, and I think that's what's really important for me to try and explain to you. You know, you don't have to drive your expensive four-wheel drive everywhere, and I don't think you should, okay? It should be your prized possession. You should want to keep it immaculate. Now, I'm not saying you have to baby the thing, but putting unnecessary Ks, doing 30,000 kilometers in half a year, it's just a bit ridiculous. And you just felt like I was devaluing the car by daily driving it every day. Now, a $900, $1,000, $500 car that you find on Marketplace, you do a little bit to it. You you learn a little bit about the car, how to repair a car, how to do it up, how to paint it, etc. And what you find yourself, you're learning a skill and you don't really care about the car, so it's okay to make mistakes. If you're not a mechanic or you're not someone that is really keen on cars, you could take your time to build it, to repair it, and you can daily drive it and you can put as many Ks as you want on it. And also, it's fuel efficient. It's comfortable, it's fuel efficient. So that's what I wanted to sort of really put towards you today, is that if you're in a situation like me where you have a nice canopy, you love going camping, you love your four-wheel driving, you love sending it in the bush, but also you have a full-time job, which most of us do, right? We don't do this, we don't four-wheel drive as our full-time job. You know, we just do it on the weekends, do it on a monthly basis, go camping, whatever. You need to have some sort of daily. You do. And I've come to that realization now after having the car for 2 years, the full drive, that I need a little shitbox, and that is what the Lexus is for me. So I will be doing heaps of content on the four-wheel drive. I have several other friends that have just acquired four-wheel drive, so we will be doing walkthroughs, tours, all that kind of all the good stuff. You'll be getting a lot more four-wheel drive content. But I am pumping out the IS 200 videos because it is a passion for me. It's a straight six rear-wheel drive. Eventually, I do plan on maybe taking it to the drift track, learning how to drift. I think that'll be a good experience for me to showcase to you. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely keep an eye, watch the Lexus playlist from start to finish, and don't just see it as, you know, a street car, a fast car. See it as potential for you to also learn something and buy that little shitbox on Marketplace. Do it up yourself. Don't be afraid and learn these life skills, because whether you know anything about a street car or a four-wheel drive or a motorbike or anything, they're all interchangeable, yeah, and they're lifelong experiences that you can learn. So that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and I really appreciate you all taking the time to watch the video. Peace.